Doesn't that music just sound wonderful? So, it's been a long time. Hi, if you don't know who I am, I'm Amanda. This channel is Amanda Cowell, so I don't know why you'd be here if you don't know who I am. But anyways, thanks for coming. I haven't vlogged in a little while. May and June have been really insane. Went to Anime North and wore 2.5 new costumes. Updated my NAR, which is really exciting. I have gloves with claws now. Then I wore Riven for the first time with her giant sword, which looked amazing. And even though my corset didn't show up in time, my amazing friend Pure Light Cosplay helped me make stand-in for pretty much the day before, which is awesome. She sews really fast. So now that my corset is in, I will be updating her and hopefully bringing her to New York Comic Con and being like, "Wow, amazing! This is my sword! What?" And then I wore Chibi Moon for the very first time, which was super exciting, and I loved it. And my Luna ball was super big. Luna piece antenna broke off, but my awesome photographer, Elise Noir, however you say that, photoshopped it in for me. So all of the prints will definitely have it, and that's really exciting. So Anime North went really well. I didn't get to vlog right afterwards. It was really exhausting, and I was kind of sick afterwards because, you know, couldn't vlog. And then right after that, I did Niagara Falls Comic Con in June, which was also exciting. I only had a week in between to get everything ready for that one, and I wore Power Girl and a Harley Quinn costume because Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palamani were there, and I love them, and they're awesome, and they write both. They're the reason I got into Power Girl, and the reason I got into comics through Power Girl in the mid-2000-something, 2009. And now they're writing Harley Quinn and a Harley Quinn Power Girl crossover, so that's going to be so exciting. No idea. So that was actually, that con was really close to my birthday, so a bunch of my friends went out to dinner with me, which was really exciting. And then, for my actual birthday, we went to the zoo yesterday, which was really exciting, and I got this dude. His name is Panda, and this dude, and his name is What's It, and that was so awesome. And my friend, again, Pure Light Cosplay, came and visited me, and she made me this hood, so now I'm a kitty. So, for the rest of this video, I will be a kitty. Sorry. But, yes. Anyway, it's really exciting, and it's bright pink, and she was like, "Do you like pink or blue?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know. What color did I dye my hair? Oh, yeah, pink. Pink! Dang it!" So she made me a pink one. It's really exciting. Didn't know what it was until I got there, and then I have wore it forever now. I don't know. I'm going to wear it all day. So the zoo was really awesome. We went there and walked around the whole thing, and my hyena stood up and moved around when I was there. I didn't get any pictures because it's too exciting going. But last year, or whatever year before I went for my birthday, I got to see both hyenas. They were really cool. We also got to see the cheetahs get fed, so they were walking around eating their food. It was really exciting. We got the otters and all the other cool animals. And I got to see the actual giant pandas, which was exciting. I wore my panda tights, my little shirt, my panda everything, because Manda Panda or something like that. And then afterwards, we went to the Happy Panda, which is an all-you-can-eat Chinese food restaurant with sushi. So we ate all of it, and my stomach was so full, and I had like a food baby, and it was really gross, but I was so happy. And then afterwards, even though we were really tired from being up all day in the sun and eating all the food, we went and we watched Jurassic freaking Park. Yes, we did. We watched it, and it was amazing. So I'll try not to spoil too much, but generally if you haven't seen it, go watch it and just pause this video and watch me later or something, because I suck at not spoiling things. But, watched it. It's the true sequel to the first Jurassic Park. So they don't really reference a lot from the second or third movie, though they do have the Spinosaurus skeleton. When you go through their park, you can see it as one of the things where all the shops are. What else? What else? They have mostly all. I don't think they have very many references to Second or Third actually, other than the Spinosaurus. But they have a ton of other references to the original movie, from the boys fighting over the taser, just like the two kids fought over to figure out how to turn on the flashlight in the first one, and the super famous kitchen scene where the two kids are hiding and the raptor's like going this way, and all of a sudden, boom, he's right there. So they did that. That was really exciting, and it made me. What else did they do? They did so much. This was the first time they had a water dinosaur. They only had one, but it was really cool. They played a lot of one-upmanship, which was really neat. Chris Pratt did a really good job of being young new Grant, and I love Grant because he's always right, he's always badass, and if everyone just listened to him, there wouldn't be a disaster in the first place. So he was really cool. The female character actually did the most growth in it. She was maybe her and the oldest teenager were probably the only characters that actually got any character development. Everyone else was a really pre-established character, was pretty much themselves throughout the whole movie, which was really good. It's not like, oh, they were two-dimensional, it didn't matter, they didn't change. No, every character in it had so much going on in their life, like so good. The one mom, when she called to find out about the kids, was in the middle of a meeting, and instead of jumping into the meeting and doing anything like to take you too far away from the story, they just showed like she has this life and she's trying to figure out where her kids are. It's really cool. All the actresses are really great. I was really excited to find out that Judy Greer was in it, who's Cheryl from Archer, and I'm also obsessed with that and Cheryl, so that was exciting. Yeah, and they had a lot of really neat call-outs to Hammond. They even had a statue to honor the actor, and they had storefront Winston's to honor the original guy who did the animatronics for the T-Rex in the first one. They even had a call-out with the T-Rex. Read online that the only 3 characters from the first movie that made it to this movie were the Doctor, who's not a nice guy, the Doctor, the T-Rex, and Mr. DNA. So that was pretty cool. And I did notice all of them throughout the movie. I just didn't make that reference. But generally, it was really good. It was a lot of fun. I don't think it'll ever be as good as the first one. The first time anyone really got to see dinosaurs on screen. But they did a really good job of making a good sequel that you want to watch. I already want to watch it again. I might go back in like now. So I highly suggest you watching it if you have a chance. And it reminded me of a really cool toy I used to have as a kid, which was, I think it was when the first or the third movie came out, the little eggs. And you could just open up the egg, and there was a cute little raptor or something in it. Mine was a raptor. Everyone else had different ones, but mine was a raptor. And the raptor had like a heat sensor or something, like the 2 little metal dots. So when you put it in your hand, it would go, it would make noises way better than me. It was so cute in the little face. So I'm going to try and find it. I looked on eBay really quickly last night before going to bed at like 2. And it was like $150 for one not unboxed. And I don't need it not unboxed, I just like want to touch it. Because I totally remember having it as a kid. Coolest toy ever. Who doesn't want a pet dinosaur? And it was Raptor, the best of the dinosaurs. I don't care what anyone says. This new dinosaur, T-Rex, long neck, none of them. Raptor's the best. Which is also why I think I like this movie so much. So, I won't go in too much into it because I don't want to spoil the actual plot of the storyline. But it was good. Had a lot of cool tie-ins from the first movie. Had a lot of call-outs from the first movie. Even a Jeep that they see at one point is number 29, and number 29 is the Jeep that John Hammond rode right after they got off the helicopter in the first movie with showing the kids around the park. So a ton of cute little tie-ins like that, and a couple actors I didn't even know were in this movie happened to be in it. I watched a show called The New Girl. The guy from that was in it, and he's hilarious and so good. So yeah, last thing I'll say, if you can watch it right now, go, because it's awesome. And it was really cool to watch right after going to the zoo, because we got to see a bunch of crocodiles and hippos, and there was texture on one of the long necks when they interacted with the animatronic of it, and we were like, oh my god, like, this is exactly how I picture that texture and skin to be, so it's really cool. But it definitely made me happy that nothing bad ever happens at the zoo, so disaster movies, fun. So many dead and hurt. Yeah, so I won't spoil what the dinosaur was mixed with, though you can guess it partway through the movie. The dinosaur was really cool. I wish they waited a little bit longer before they showed you the full dinosaur, like they did with the T-Rex by hiding it in the rain and stuff, which was only because they had to hide some of the animatronic stuff. Yeah, other than that, I just wanted another like 3 hours of the movie to just like be good and go through the park because I just want to go to Jurassic Park when it's not a disaster and see all this stuff. Yeah. So last little update is I picked my next costume. It's not going to be ready for like a while, but we started working on it. This is one of the shin guards, so it's coming along. Got the shape of it now. We did a bunch of the stretching and the craft foaming of it, so I'm gonna start painting that one soon. We did the thigh piece. It goes up here. I'm not gonna put it on, but it goes up here. It goes over my hip, so that's really cool. Started that, and then we made a couple other pieces. But we made the gauntlet, and we're gonna try and finish that one piece. Figure out what painting technique we should be using and what doesn't work before we make too many more pieces. So that's this little baby, and it goes on like this, and we're gonna have the fur on it, and this little piece. And right now it's bronze. Oops. Right now it's bronze. You can't see it too well. Bronze and gold, and we're going to have to wash it down and make it a little bit dirtier, and finish painting it and add all of the other pieces. It's going to have a bunch of twine and bones, rib bones and claws on it. So since I haven't said it yet, I'm hoping to make a Pathfinder barbarian. This is the shape of her sword right now. So it's all taped up, so that when we put the foam cutter through it, we can just go straight through and make the diagonal blade shape without going over any of the lines. So it's going to be one of the smallest of my large swords, but it means that I'll actually be able to carry it around at New York, unlike Ribbon. I'm going to try and bring Ribbon, but it might break down her sword just to be half of it, because I just don't think I'm going to get that through the crowds. This one will be a little bit easier to carry around, though. My armor's going to be really hard to walk in. My hope is to finish it in time for New York Comic Con. If I don't, I'm just going to wear it at the next big con that it's finished for, and I really want to get a shoot in the winter with it. Her name is Amiri, I believe, and her story is really neat. She's like super empowering, I can do anything a dude can do competitive chick. So she wants to go against, she doesn't want to go against, she wants to help all the guys in her village, in her tribe, and they don't want her to because she's not doing what traditional chicks should do. So they, long story, they eventually take her on a fake scouting mission against frost giants, or ice giants, frost giants, some type of giant, and in the winter to a mountain. And the one guy comes back and he's like, oh, I killed a giant, and he's like got a dagger, and he's like super proud of himself, and he's like, look at me, I'm so awesome. And she's like, oh, I can do that too. And they're like, sure, sure. And they actually did this so that she would go off on her own and die, because murder is evil, but if she just dies on her own, then it's okay. So send her off, and in one version she finds a dead one, in one version she kills one. So somehow she gets a sword, and she goes back and she's like, I got a sword, and they're like, or she's about to tell them that she got a sword, and they're like snickering and talking about their plan, and she realizes what they were going to do, and she goes into her crazy barbaric rage, and she kills all of them. And then she realizes, like, this is so against who she is, like, murder is bad, and like that's just something that is instilled in her, which is cool. So she can't go back to her tribe, so she goes off on her own. But there's a really neat splasher of her in the snow with blood everywhere, and she's like sitting down on her knees with her sword beside her, and there's blood all over her sword, and she's just like, oh my god, what did I do? And it's like the moment of her coming out of the barbaric rage where everyone's dead around her, and you're just like, oh, Mary, they were gonna kill you. It's okay. So, I really want to do her. She's really neat. All of the Pathfinder characters are really neat. I'm really excited. I played one game with a bunch of my friends, but I haven't played a ton. It's really hard to get everyone together for a really good group. So I'm gonna try and get more games in this summer. But pretty much fell in love with her. So I'm really excited. It's gonna be one of my coolest costumes to date, I think. But it also means I won't be doing a lot of costumes between now and then. I'm just gonna be wearing a bunch like Gage and Chibi and Bunny Ribbon, maybe a Harley or two to future cons this summer, just because this is gonna be really time consuming, and I don't really know what I can finish while working on it. So that's my update of May and June and my birthday and new costume I'm working on. So I'm gonna drink my coffee and catch up on some anime while I continue to work on this, because it's gonna be like my second full-time job until it's done or until I go to New York. So thanks for watching, and if you want to see anything else, you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, DeviantArt, pretty much anything social media related at Amanda Cowald. You can just search me, or it's at Amanda Cowald for most of them, and Amanda Cowald Cosplay on Facebook. So find me there. Like, share, and subscribe my video. Let me know what you want to see. Generally, I'm just going to be giving like random status updates of where I am and new costumes and stuff. So if you want to see something specific, you would like want Geekettes to have a lip sync battle, because that would be amazing. Tell me it'd be amazing. Then just let me know in the comments or on Facebook or Twitter, and we'll try to get something together for you, because we want to make sure you enjoy this channel. So thanks. Bye.